All right, everybody, welcome back for the weekly preview of the football for this weekend. Today, I'm joined by a probably one-time guest. It's a big week for us, Michigan State. Michigan being relevant again, Michigan State going the other way. But I'm joined today by the GNC multiple player of the year. When I asked if he actually was a good athlete when I first met him, his response was, well, I played club baseball at Michigan State. So his credentials apparently are through the roof in that capacity. But Jason Hofer here. Hof, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, bud?
Good. So we will start out, obviously, with Michigan State. The Wolverines are world beaters again. First team defense hasn't given up a touchdown in like a decade, or so it feels like. Your team can't beat a Big Ten team by more than a touchdown. Your quarterback is supposed to be a first-round pick, and he completes 50% of his balls against Rutgers. We're in the big house. Everything's coming up Wolverines right now. We're painting on your statues. We're doing this and that. We're favored by like 100. Game day's there. Spurrier's going to be there. You can say what you'd like and your thoughts about the game, but I see no way where we don't just continue the train we're on right now. But go ahead.
Yeah, I actually saw this on the Big Lead. One of my buddies from college writes for that site now, and he was basically saying, why are we even playing this game? I mean, it's pretty much it's all Michigan right now. You know, State has no chance, and at this point, it's just like, I don't know. 8.5 is the spread. Is that what it's at now?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, here's what I'll do. I'll go through my opinion of State right now, and you can kind of give me your thoughts on that. So I'll just kind of go. We'll start with the defense. The last 5 years, they've been on a pretty good run. I know we had some off-air discussions as far as Sparty's run that they're currently on. You know, I'm not apologizing for them beating up a weak Big Ten the last few years. I mean, that's more on Michigan than State for them not being up there the last 6 years or so against Sparty. But so on defense, I mean, we've got two NFL guys on the front line, McDowell and Calhoun. Linebackers, I mean, the problem with State is we lost a lot of guys that are playing on Sundays right now. The secondary's beat up. We're down our number one corner, our number one linebacker. You know, not to make excuses, but those guys were key roles going in. I'd say our weakest spot is the secondary, and I'll be honest, I have not watched more than 2 plays of Michigan this year. So I watched a couple of throws against Utah, and I was like, all right, same old Michigan. I'm not too worried. So apparently since then, your boy's found his groove. I don't know if they have deep threats. I'm not going to pretend to know. I really think it's just going to be stopping Michigan's run game. I don't know who you guys got on the outside that are possible deep threats, but I think that's an area they need to expose if they want to cover this spread. Because I think just running the ball, I don't think it's going to be that high scoring of a game.
No, yeah, we don't have really any deep threats, and Rudock, the quarterback, still isn't. I mean, he's not anything special, but I mean, they run the ball really well. Their play design's really good. He gets the tight ends open. The defense you don't cross the 50. I think I saw a stat where a team has been in the red zone 6 times this year against Michigan.
Yeah, I think they're second nationally from what I read earlier today. So Sparty, I think they're 92nd overall. Pretty steep drop from being top 5 the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, is their defense that bad, or is it just like they're bored with the competition? Because I don't know.
Central, we're up by 14 at half. Purdue, we're up. It seems like, I don't know if they let up in the second half or what it is, but you know, it's on the offense too. I mean, once it gets to the second half, they seem to take their foot off the gas too. I don't know. From last week, I'm kind of happy, and I'm liking where our skill guys are currently at. I mean, Cook's not having, like you said, his completion percentage, but I mean, I like our guys on the outside. Burbridge, Shelton, and Kings, I think might be a problem in this game. If they can get LJ Scott going early and kind of open it up, I mean, that's where I see they need to establish one early and then get those guys free on the outside.
Yeah. I think that the Michigan State will, despite me saying that Michigan will win by 100, I think that they'll come out. I mean, the thing that I don't like right now is D'Antonio literally has every single underdog card in his pocket. And who would have thought that? But, yeah, I don't – when we came out 7-point favorites, I was like, well, this sucks because now we're not – we weren't sneaking up on you anyway, but now we're definitely not. And I still think that Harbaugh will have him ready, but a little part of me is really scared that this is going to be like a super stinker game for Michigan where they just lay an egg. Rudock makes bad throws. Michigan State, despite having bad numbers, I still don't think their defense is as bad as their numbers are. But, oh, man, I hope I don't know. I've never – this is the most, like, keyed in on a game I've been for Michigan and probably since early Rich Rod, if that.
Yeah, I know I asked you if you're going to be in town for the game. It's probably good that we're going to be separated during this game. I mean –
yeah,
I might even watch this game alone, to be honest.
Yeah, that was my next question. What is the disappointment / happy scale if they win, lose?
The phone might go off if they lose. I'll just tell you that because I don't want to throw my phone. So I know my phone instantly once I hear from you. It just
I don't.
Our relationship is pretty funny. I mean, we've probably met in person 5 times maybe.
I think it's been more than that at this point.
Yeah, I mean, when we first met, it was more of a Twitter.
Social media, yeah.
I meant to ask you too. I mean, I don't even know how you are a Michigan fan. Like, where did that come from? Just were you raised that way, or?
Well, I never really liked Wisconsin, and I just kind of didn't like State. And then obviously, like, I liked Lloyd Carr back in the day. So I kind of like Mike Hart and those guys. So when I finally was like coherent enough to like pick a team, I just kind of rolled with Michigan. So I guess, I mean, obviously you're an alumni, so that's your connection. But yeah, I don't know. I think I will not say anything to you post game. I think I'm going to go to the bar to watch the game. So I think my phone will be in my pocket and it won't be, probably not though, but I won't say anything. But if we win, I'll be ecstatic, and then we're going to play Ohio State for a spot in the playoff.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Or you guys too. If you win, you'll do the same. If they lose, I'm going to be crushed. I'm all in. Like, it's not like it's not like LeBron in the finals last year where he had guys hurt, and I was like, well, he shouldn't win. I am going to be absolutely devastated if we don't win this game.
Yeah, I mean, from my point, I mean, when I was in college, our team – we were 6-6 every year. It was brutal. I think this year, with them being preseason ranked so high, this was kind of their year to kind of take that next step. Hopefully, get into that 14 playoff. I mean, obviously they've been underperforming this year. I haven't really worried about the rankings and them sliding because ultimately they got to beat Michigan, they got to beat Ohio State anyway. So, I mean, it'll take care of themselves. Yeah, I'll be pretty devastated. I say of all the teams I root for, Michigan State sports probably is the one I take the hardest. I'm kind of used to the Bears at this point. LeBron owning the Bulls, that's just getting old. Yeah, so I mean, like
this might be it for you too. Like if Harbaugh's beating you in year one, that might be a problem.
Yeah, and without his own guys too. So once he's got a few years to get who he wants in there, it could be trouble.
And D'Antonio is being rumored for the
South Carolina, yeah, he's saying all the right things right now, but you know, that's his school, so you never know what can happen. He's obviously not going to say anything at this point, but I mean, he's got a hell of a recruiting class coming in too. So I mean, the future is not dull. It's just you don't get these chances too often as a Michigan State fan. So yeah, I would definitely share the feelings of being crushed with you on this one.
So you'll be in your little den there, or is that where you'll be?
Yeah, this is the little man cave. So I'm probably at one wing of the mansion I got here. So I don't know. There's some, Omen and Keith and them are wonder what I'm doing. I don't know if I can handle it or not. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling come Saturday.
So, I mean, because you really don't have that many Spartan friends there with you right now.
Not many. I mean, Snoot, he's anti-Sparty. Yeah, there's really only a couple guys in town that probably I won't watch the game with, but yeah, there's not too many here in town.
Yeah. So what, bullet to head, what's the prediction for score?
I was thinking about this earlier today. I'm gonna go 24-17 Michigan State.
Okay. I say it's gonna be 21-10 Michigan. Do we want to put a little wager on this or what's going on?
Yeah, I was
here?
actually thinking about this today. I don't know what this says about your Michigan fanhood, but the one piece of Michigan apparel I have in my wardrobe is actually cooler than anything you own.
That's fact. I actually tried to buy that off you, and you.
So I don't know. Possibly, we'll see how I'm feeling, but maybe I'll wager this on the game for you.
Wow.
But
I don't know if I have anything that I can match that with.
Yeah, I mean, I know
Actually, I don't even know if I fit in that either. But
I mean, we hung out one night, and I wore this with my Sparty shorts, and you were just in awe the entire night. So
yeah, well,
I might dangle that in front of you, seeing how I feel confidence-wise come Saturday.
My proposition was next time I'm in town, which I think will be Thanksgiving. If we go out, you have to wear Michigan gear with my Michigan is great again hat that I'm getting in the mail. And if you win, I have to wear whatever bullshit Sparty gear you have out.
I might, if Sparty wins, I might have to customize a Connor Cool shirt for you.
Yeah, that would be doable. I would do that. If that's what you would like to wager on the game, I would do that.
I don't know if you can see, but there's a little green, a new edition. It says Connor Cool on there. I made it just for you.
So let's talk about that quick before we move on. Do you really think he's a first round pick?
I mean, I think he grades out just size and arm strength, but to be honest, it comes down to me again not knowing the depth of the draft and quarterbacks. I mean, the guy from Cal, Goff, Penn State, is it Hackenberg?
Hackenberg, yeah.
Other than that, I'm not too familiar. I'm just hearing that he's got the
potential.
Yes.
And the measurables and all that other, yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, like how big of a are you just playing to the crowd with the Connor Cool stuff, or are you like really like, defend this guy forever?
I mean, all he's done is won since
that's true
in the starting quarterback spot. I mean, I know a lot of it has to do with the defense, but in some of the biggest games, he's put up some big numbers. I mean, when they beat Ohio State, when they beat Baylor, I mean, he went toe to toe when he needed to score. So, we'll see if he can turn it on. I mean, obviously Michigan's going to be the best defense they face all year. And on the flip side, I think if Sparty plays up to what they can, I think this is the best offense Michigan will face this year.
Yeah, until Ohio State. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, up to this point, I mean.
Yeah. Well, Utah is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think in the Big Ten for sure until they play Ohio State. I mean, I think last week when they beat Northwestern by a billion, and Northwestern didn't even cross half midfield. It was awesome to watch, but I don't think that was like a true, we're really good, measurable type of game. Like if we go out there and beat you guys, then I'm like, we're actually really good.
Legit, yeah, for sure.
Like we legit have a chance to get into the playoff. So you say Michigan State wins 24-17?
Yep.
I say 21-10. Okay, so we'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah, we can come back to it if I think I got some more. I can probably
spew up.
Can draw up here, but we can.
What's the drink of choice you got going on? And there's a Michelob Ultra or what?
We're going with Bush Easy tonight.
Bush Easy.
Yeah, I just had a coffee. My dad now. It's 10 o'clock. I had to get some.
That's true.
Some caffeine.
Are those Audrey's headphones to be?
Yeah, this is Beats by Frozen. We got Anna and Elsa going on here.
You don't have to have earbuds in. It'll play through the.
Yeah, my earbuds are out in the car, and I was too lazy. And so.
Okay. Well, that's it's an interesting choice. I'm assuming you're gonna catch flack for that, but
it's all good.
All right, so we'll just touch on a few NFL games. Just if there's not a whole lot of really good games this week. A couple of the big ones. We'll start with Cincinnati at Buffalo. Buffalo is favored by 3 Cincinnati is favored by 3. It's in Buffalo. I don't know. Do you got any brief thoughts on that, or
Is Taylor playing?
it sounds like he's going to? Yeah.
Okay. I think it was a couple weeks ago when the Bengals played the Chiefs. You were kind of iffy on Dalton and the Bengals being legit. I think they're legit. I mean, I know he's had his postseason struggles, but at some point, guys just kind of figure it out. And I think he's one of those guys. He's got the weapons. I think him and AJ Green are one of the best tandems in the league. I mean, it's just guys like Dalton. Like, the narrative is they can't win until they do. So I don't see any reason why they can't win, why he can't win. And he's the comeback win last week. There's not that many great starting quarterbacks in the league. I mean, there's certain guys that are punching bags. Jay Cutler, one of them, easy to rip on. But I mean, look at the teams that don't have quarterbacks. They'd kill for Andy Dalton. So
yeah.
So it's at Buffalo, Cincinnati by 3.
Yeah. I think that's a push game right there.
That's what I was thinking. Come down to a field goal. Buffalo's defense probably. I mean, are they one of the tops in the league?
They have a lot of talent. They've struggled against the pass a little bit, but I think I would go where it's going to be close. Buffalo's D is going to be. You got to think Rex is going to have something dialed up.
Yeah, you never. Cincinnati. I mean, they're not obviously going to go undefeated. So this could be one of those games, but I would lean towards a push, maybe a field goal game. So if the line's at 3, I'd probably
just leave it alone. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
I'd agree with you. I think you're absolutely right with Dalton, where it's just like we're at the point where it's like him with Flacco too, where it's like you got to just go do it, or else you're always going to get the you're only good in the regular season thing.
Yeah, I mean, Flacco still catches that. I mean, the whole is he elite thing. I mean, he won a Super Bowl. You just got to get hot at the right time. Some of these guys, even with Eli, he's got subpar regular season, then turns it on. So
yeah, and I mean that makes you all like Eli's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think the thing with the Bengals is they're super, super talented everywhere, and if it's just like his job to like just be, I don't want to say game manager because I hate when people say game manager, but just good enough to like not screw it up. Like you can't have like a 4 interception game like he's prone to have or something like that. I think they win this game this week, but I think it'll be interesting, especially if they're undefeated and the pressure maybe starts mounting on an undefeated season if he can keep up the high level of play. But we'll see there. Next game, we'll touch on your Bears because they've won 2 in a row. They're facing the Lions. Bears are +3 in Detroit. Your Bears aren't that bad.
They're not. I mean, all I wanted was to watch meaningful games late into the season. After 2 straight wins, I mean, they played arguably 3 of the top NFC teams. I think Seattle's kind of struggling. They played Arizona, Green Bay, and Seattle. And 1.5 of those games, though, Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
So, again, Cutler, he's an easy target, but under Gase, he's kind of taking it to the next level. He's not putting up gaudy numbers, but he's also not playing reckless. I think Gase is doing what Trestman didn't, which is kind of play to his strengths. He's running the read option. He's rolling out. Trestman tried to turn him into a straight drop back passer, and Jay's one of the more athletic guys that he can get out and make plays. You don't have many quarterbacks that are playmakers, and Jay Cutler, he can obviously do that. I mean, that comes with a few turnovers, but the alternative is watching Jimmy Clausen punt 10 times.
Yeah.
So they haven't been blowing. It's taken 2 fourth-quarter comebacks, but, I mean, that tells you what Jay's got in him to do. The Lions are a wreck right now. It's hard to tell. I mean, Stafford, the thing with their offense is Calvin Johnson's the shell of himself. They're not running the ball. I'm pretty confident going to this game. I mean, I would say they're going to win by more than 3, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I think this game goes either one of 2 ways. I think the Lions absolutely implode, and the Bears, it's one of those games where like you just like can't watch because the Lions are like so bad where it's like this hurts. or they're going to play out of their mind and blast the Bears. I think it's going to go. I don't think there's any in between. I don't think this is a close game by any stretch of the matter. I think Stafford, I don't know what his leash is going to be either. I mean, he got pulled in the third quarter for Dan Orlovsky.
That's rock bottom almost. That's similar to, I mean, Trestman was an idiot last year, but when Cutler got benched, I was like, all right, is this Jay's last year in town? But, I think Lions fans are just getting not tired of Stafford, but at what point? I mean, you're a number one overall pick. And he seems to fly under the radar a little bit as far as criticism.
No, I know. You sneak a few of those tweets in every once in a while where you're like, well, why does Stafford not catch the same flack that Cutler does? And I am beginning to agree with that because I've always been a Cutler guy.
Yep, I know you have. Yeah, I think you'd kill for him in St. Louis right now.
I would absolutely kill for him in St. Louis. And I think Cutler – I would take Cutler over probably everybody but maybe like 12 quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, he's definitely, right around the middle. I would agree with that. I was kind of going through it today, and I was just looking at salaries, and everyone was so, why did they give him? I mean, the contract he got was right now it's fair market value. I mean, it was only like $38 million guaranteed. It was basically a 3-year commitment, and then after that, I think he's living up to it at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, there's definitely other quarterbacks that are getting paid more and performing less. So I'm happy with Cutler. I know he's an easy target,
and it's always easy to just scream like, who's the next guy? Like bench this guy.
Yeah.
But like you said, like Jimmy Clausen, they literally punted every possession that he played.
I think that was an NFL record because it was 10 possessions, 10 punts. That's never happened. He didn't even and then it's like, well, he didn't turn the ball over. Well, he threw for 1 first down.
Yeah.
I think the other 5 or 6 Forte ran for him. So
yeah. So I think this game goes in your favor where the lines implode. I think Caldwell, I'm not sure. They have 2 games. I think they play the Bears and they play maybe like the Redskins or something, and then they go to London.
Okay.
And we all know what happens to coaches that go to London.
They don't come back. They don't come back. The head coach.
Yeah. They don't come back. So I think Caldwell, his days may be numbered because he's a conservative coach. So not a lot of people like him. He's won, but he won with Peyton Manning for those few years, and then last year, everything just kind of aligned correctly for them to have a nice year. So Caldwell, if you had a bet next coach to be fired, I think he's even money because he's as good as gone, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, at some point you got to show, I know he's the super calm head coach, but at some point, even after that game where they got screwed, you got to show some emotion and just kind of act like, okay, we got screwed here, but that is what it is. The refs blew that, but to this game, Alshon Jeffrey's practicing this week, so that could be another bonus for the Bears. Right now, Cutler's throwing to Marcus Wilson, Josh Bellamy, and
Martellus Bennett,
and some Meredith dude I've never even heard of.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I think Alshon and Royals,
yes. If they're both playing, I don't see how the Bears don't win this game.
Yeah, I would agree. We'll go Arizona, Pittsburgh, just kind of quickly. Pittsburgh plus 3.5. Mike Vick sounds like he will start again. I think the Cardinals win by 3 touchdowns here.
Okay. So this is in Pittsburgh, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that even matters, to be honest. I don't know if it's more of Mike Vick choosing not to or if they're kind of keeping him on a leash as far as what they're allowing him to do downfield, because that game up until the fourth quarter was brutal to watch. And then we finally did make a play. It was kind of I don't know if the DB fell down or what happened there.
Well,
I think
Roethlisberger drew that up on the sideline, they said.
Well, the game-winning play you're talking about.
No, the long pass, too.
Oh, okay, where they had the defense, where he kind of did the double move on him?
Yeah, he's like, let's roll Mike out and have Wheaton do like a double or a stutter go or whatever, and yeah.
Yeah, I like watching Mike Vick. He's obviously not what he was when we were growing up, but they're not – I don't know if they're just shrinking the playbook for him and not allowing him to make big plays. He is turnover prone, so maybe that's what they're worried about too, and just kind of hoping to keep the game close and let Bell do his thing. But I would agree with you. Arizona takes this one.
Yeah, and Arians has got FU points written all over him because of what happened with him in Pittsburgh. So, yeah, I think Arizona wins pretty handily here. We'll go 2 more games. We're not going to touch on the Packers because I think we all know they'll be all right against San Diego. Carolina at Seattle. Seattle's -7. Carolina's undefeated. Cam Newton is an MVP candidate, I think, already. And they're coming off a bye. Do you see this being close?
It's hard. I haven't watched a lot of Carolina this year.
Neither have I.
I know he's throwing to Ted Ginn right now.
Yeah, it's
number one.
It's bad.
Oh yeah, Cam definitely, with what he's working with, is definitely in the MVP discussion. You watching the baseball game?
No, I got the football game on, which I should change. But is the baseball game close?
It's bottom 9. LA's down 1. They got their last at bats here.
Okay, I just flipped it on.
But yeah,
Seattle's got to win.
Yeah, they're kind of broken right now. I don't know what their deal is. At this point, why not just create a whole game plan involving Jimmy Graham? Like the alternative is not working so far. I know Lynch has been playing, but still, like you trade for a guy and barely use them. It's kind of like swallow your pride, maybe change it up a little bit, and they're all getting frustrated, but.
Yeah, do you think that's what it is? Is like it's so weird because they gave up a lot for him.
Yeah.
Like they gave up an all-pro lineman. Or no, yeah, was that I think they gave up Unger, or maybe not. But they gave up a first-round pick or second-round pick. And they don't even target him.
That's what I don't get. Like
I don't know
it's bizarre. It's bizarre to be honest. I mean, he's him and Gronk, probably the 2 best tight ends, young tight ends. Just throw them the ball a few times, just see what happens.
Even in the red zone, they're not they don't split them out. I think they did once or twice I saw. But I don't they're in a weird spot. It almost feels like,
and their defense isn't invincible right now like they have been. I believe if Cutler would have played against Seattle, they would have gave him a game because the Bears defense held strong that entire game. So I don't know. You got to think, they'll figure it out. Maybe this is the week they do it. Because I don't know who Cam's going to throw to if they lock down Ted Ginn. I don't know. Greg Olsen up the middle or what?
Yeah. Olsen, I think, could have a nice day. But I think this is one of those games we're going to find out whether is Seattle a legit contender or no. If they lose this game and then they're at 2-4, and if Arizona wins, you might as well. The division's probably over then. The Cardinals will probably win the division, barring Palmer getting hurt again. So this is a big game for them, I think. And I think that is why I think that they'll take care of business here. Because Carolina, like you mentioned, just doesn't have enough weapons to.
You think they'll cover, or you think they'll win?
I think the Seahawks will cover 10.
Okay.
It's not going to be like a blowout. I think it's. And I won't be shocked if Carolina has a backdoor cover late touchdown or something. But it's going to be a sloppy game because Carolina's D is still pretty solid too.
Yeah.
So I think 7 might be even a little much. It might be like a 14-time game. But we'll see, I suppose. All right, last game we'll touch on is the Patriots and the Colts in a game that I'm very – so there's 2 games this week, and I'm very excited to watch because I am a Rams fan. They're on bye this week. But I've been Brady everything forever, obviously, too. So this game, I hope that it's
60-0.
I want Brady to play every down. I want them to throw every down. I want them. I think the line is +10 in Indianapolis, and I think that's too low.
Yeah, whether luck plays or not, I think this is a game where Belichick just wants to go for the throat. Unrelated, Tom Brady's my fantasy quarterback, so I want him to throw 60 times. So I'll be rooting for the Pats as well. I do think they cover. I don't think the Colts pose any threat to
I don't think the Colts are good.
No.
I think the AFC this year, if it's going to be – I mean, Cincinnati, I guess Denver too, but I don't trust Manning, but I don't see how the Patriots undefeated is 100% in the question.
Yeah, it's not out of the question.
No, I think they play at Denver, I believe, and then they play like the Giants. The Giants kind of scare me. They play the Giants in a couple weeks, but I mean this, and I think on the other side, I think the Packers have a good chance of going undefeated too. So I mean, we'll see. So you think as well the Patriots cover fairly easily?
Yeah, I just think with everything that's going on in the offseason and the Colts kind of being bushy about everything, I think Belichick kind of takes this person like he does everything. So I'm saying that they blow them out. I don't think it's close.
Yeah. Okay. I would agree with you there. All right. So that'll kind of conclude it. Is there anything? I know you have some strong takes on some other things and whatnot. Is there anything you want to just throw out there here at the end? After show?
Well, I'm just seeing the Mets won, so it looks like Cubs Mets in the NLCS.
How does that make you feel?
I need the Mets to win.
There's a lot of Cubs fans out there.
And
myself included, I'm parked on the Cubs.
And the thing is, they're a fun team, but I mean, you know, a lot of the same people we follow on Twitter. Big Cat, it kills me that Big Cat's a Cubs fan just because we share pretty much every other team.
Yeah. Except Wisconsin.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to hate too hard because I mean they're a fun team. I'd kill for the White Sox to have what the Cubs have right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was kind of hoping for LA to pull through here because I think the Cubs were 7-0 against the Mets this year.
Yeah, they were. And I don't see any way that they lose to the Mets. You got Lester, who's playoff Lester.
Best case scenario for the MLB will be Cubs Toronto and just a slugfest in the World Series.
Yeah, and I think Toronto beats Kansas City pretty easily too.
I guess while we're on it,
how wacky was that game?
That was bizarre. I turned it on right when I got home, and it was that inning, and that inning took just about an hour. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
You've lived a little bit longer than me. That's the craziest inning of baseball I've ever seen in my entire life.
And to happen in a deciding game, I mean, I didn't know the rule when it first happened.
With the catcher?
When Martin threw it off, chose the knob of his bat, it looked like.
Yeah.
It seems like they got the call right. The only thing was the home plate ump initially put his arms up to say dead ball. But I think by that time the runner was basically already scoring. So I don't know. I think that's a judgment call that they can't review.
Mm-hmm.
But that brings us to the bat flip, which I am pro bat flip in every sense of the way.
Yeah, this is why baseball sucks. Like, why are people complaining about the bat flip?
Yeah, I was watching. I rarely watch PTI anymore. I just don't get home from work in time, and I just don't have time usually. But Wilbon was being baseball purist, old guy, railing against it, saying have some decorum on the field, be a professional, and it just kind of made me turn my TV off. I mean, it's no different than pitchers pounding their chest and doing the same thing. I mean, you don't like it?
Fernando Rodney did the arrow after getting 2 outs. And
putting the tying run on, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, every sport has it. I mean, guys dunk on guys. They celebrate. They stand over them. No one says anything. It's just for some reason the baseball just outdated, needs to catch up with the times. And, I'm a big baseball fan. I mean, I played my whole life, and it's just something that I enjoy watching the entire playoffs. And I was jacked up when I saw it. That was awesome. Like, yeah.
That was.
I think I tweeted you like right before it happened. I said I need Bautista to lose one here, and then he lost it. Like, you could tell he was dialed in. Yeah,
he lost it. And then Encarnacion kind of did this about an inning or two before that. He sent one into orbit, and he pimped it a little bit too. So I think that it was all just kind of boiling over.
Yep. Yeah, I think Dyson. I mean, in the moment, probably had a little sour grapes, but I mean, you want him to care too, but. The post game by Cole Hamels talking about be a professional, keep it classy, like.
Yeah, and I know Dyson said something like, this is the most ridiculous thing ever. He said something about like, I think kids are watching, and
this isn't your backyard wiffle ball game.
Yeah, I mean, don't lay up a meatball from the whack 500 feet.
He actually got lucky because he did that a couple pitches prior, and Bautista just missed it, and then he did it again. So
yeah.
I think with everything that went on, to lead up to that, I think that played a factor in Bautista just kind of blacking out for a second. And
when you got it too.
Yep. So
And then,
I'm definitely. I mean,
is that your pick?
Unwritten rules are just kind of. I mean, this all started, I think, last year before the Braves were trying to just regulate everything, and Brian McCann was public enemy number one in my book. But I just think baseball needs it. I mean, I don't know. Younger fans, they like watching it. I mean, Twitter blowing up with it. I think Ravel tweeted out something that it had the most hits and retweets of any highlight over the weekend. So
So what's your prediction for the World Series then here?
I think it's going to be Toronto and the Cubs. I can't imagine how many home runs are going to hit at Wrigley if that series happens. But I'll go with Toronto to win the whole thing.
Okay, I think Cubs win it all.
Okay.
And that Theo Epstein has then built a team to break 2 curses,
which is pretty absurd, to be honest.
Yeah, he's living an all right life. And he's still only like 43 years old.
Yep.
What's the latest with your boy Patty Kane? My boy Patty Kane too.
I know we had this conversation again a couple weeks ago. It's just awkward. I mean, obviously I'm a huge Blackhawks fan. I don't know what I'm supposed to do or if I'm supposed to root for him or like. I mean, 3/4 of my Hawks wardrobe is Patrick Kane stuff. Like, am I allowed to wear that out until?
Yeah, that's how is he like getting like treated?
Well, Philadelphia. I don't know if you heard their chant last night.
Oh yeah, she said no or whatever.
Yeah, and I guess that's pretty sketchy. Just because I mean, he's obviously whether or not this gets thrown away or it goes away. It's going to stay with him forever, and it's going to follow him even if who knows what happened. But at this point, it's just like I don't know. Am I allowed to publicly root for him and not catch flack or what? So
I think you are for now.
Yeah.
I mean, people, like when Colby was going through the rape case, I think people were still.
Yep.
So I think they're struggling a little bit though, aren't they?
Yeah, they just lost again tonight. So slow start, but.
And then you got Derrick Rose is in some type of ordeal too.
Yeah, I think he basically admitted to everything that happened. It's just her story was just kind of like didn't add up, but I don't know. We'll see on that too.
So what is your outlook on the Bulls this season?
Well, the main discussion this offseason is the relationship between Rose and Butler, which I think Butler came out a week ago and just said, just let us play. Like, at this point, I could care less. We'll see what they're going to do on the court. I mean, Rose saying some pretty stupid things as far as his contract and other things, but on
a scale of 1 to 10, how is the Rose experience? Are you just like over it at this point, or?
I mean, I'm not going to put it. I mean, he's gone through how many injuries? I don't know how mentally. I mean. At this point, I just want him to go out and play. If he wants to talk and his brother wants to talk, I really don't care. I'm just going to watch. I'm not going to worry about it. It just sucks because he was one of the most explosive guys in the league, and now he's a shell himself, and he's trying to be this 3-point shooter, which he's shown he's not. Butler's, I think, their future. Build around him, but I'll enjoy Rose for the next 2 years that he's on the team, and then
that's that.
We'll see what. Yeah. So,
I mean, the Cavs are going to win it all anyway. So, that's irrelevant.
What's the latest on Thompson?
Well, they pulled his qualifying offer, so I think.
I haven't looked at their salary. Like, do they have money to sign him to the deal he wants?
Because he's on the team. Like they can continue to go over the cap.
To have the luxury tax issue down the road.
Yeah, and then the salary cap's going to explode. So I think that I don't know what the big deal is. I think Thompson, as good as he was last year, is like a flawed player. I don't think the money he's asking for, which I'm honestly, his agent is the same as LeBron's. So the fact that LeBron didn't get them to pay him yet is kind of baffling to me. But I think I'm not totally upset that they don't have him. If Varejao stays healthy, we're fine.
Yeah.
So
he can basically do a majority of the things. I mean, he's obviously not as young and energetic as Thompson is on the boards, but he can fill that role.
He'll be good enough. Yeah. So I think when push comes to shove, they'll figure something out where, it's if he signs a 1-year tender or something and he just plays out his contract and gets paid by somebody else.
Someone will overpay for him when salary cap goes up. So.
Oh, yeah. So that's that, I guess. I'm not too worried about that at all. So that's that. Anything else you got?
You got any current TV shows you're watching? I know we're both kind of.
No, I don't actually. I just started watching The Wire again. I haven't watched it yet. I watched like 4 episodes. I wasn't really into it, but I'm gonna try again. So I'm watching that.
Yeah, the new season. The new season of Fargo started this week. That's kind of my current show. So
is it? Yeah. I heard. Yeah, I don't hear bad things about that at all. It's a good show, I heard. So I might try to get into that. But Mr. Robot is one that I keep getting told I need to watch too. So what about the movie watching? What's the latest movie?
I finally got around to watching Entourage.
Disappointed? Yeah,
I mean I don't know what I was expecting going in. I mean, obviously the TV show is going to be much better than an hour and a half movie of. It
seemed like they just
kind of the same recycled jokes and stuff. So
it seemed like they just tried to like pack in a season worth of stuff into 2 hours
and just get as many cameos from celebrities as they could. So
yeah. I went and saw the Johnny Depp movie, Black Mass. I think
yes.
Yeah, and that was pretty good. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like a knockoff of The Departed, with Jack Nicholson, Nicholson and DiCaprio and those guys. Which I think The Departed was way better, but I thought it was good. It's one of those where you wait till DVD to buy it or watch. Yep. But yeah, it was all right. But other than that, no, I haven't really been. Just kind of waiting for the spring when the spring is prime TV season for me. You got Veep and Silicon Valley and Game of Thrones. No more Mad Men, which sucks.
But I know that's the one that I'm kind of gonna have a hard time with. That was
and
my Sunday nights was Mad Men.
Yeah, so that'll be disappointing. But all right, we're kind of elongating this thing, so we'll cut her off here. It was a pleasure to have you on.
Maybe you can convince me again to do this, but I know this week with Sparty, Michigan, it was almost a must that we had to do it. So
yeah, so good. So final score, he said once again, 24-17 State. I say 21-10 Michigan. Good luck.
Yeah, I guess it's on video here. We'll go with the bet of wearing each other's gear. Okay. We'll see how I'm feeling about this Jalen Rose throwback.
All right.
On Saturday. So.
All right. 10-4, good deal. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the game.
All right. Go green.
Yeah. Hail to the victors, baby. Let's go.